important school here in Philadelphia. Stay with us. We'll be right back. This is Radio Times here on WHYY in Philadelphia. I'm Marty Moscowane. If you're just joining us, Adam Grant is our guest. He's got a new book called Originals, How Nonconformists Move the World. And we're talking about what we can all learn from successful nonconformists. And calls coming in at 1-888-477-9499. And again, you can send us an email, radiotimes@whyy.org, and you can tweet us at WHYY Radio Times. What's the role of devil's advocate? It sounds like you'd like to banish that job.
I would. This is what most leaders do when they want diversity of thought, is they assign someone to be a devil's advocate and represent an unpopular opinion. And if you look at the evidence, it doesn't tend to work very well.
Why is that?
Well, one factor is that people don't argue forcefully enough. They're like, I'm just playing a role, so I'm going to say that I believe this and then go right back to the majority view. And then the other side of it is the audience knows they're just playing a role. Like, do you really believe that, or are you just checking a box? So I think instead of assigning a devil's advocate, the research suggests you should try to unearth the devil's advocate. Find the people who genuinely disagree, who hold dissenting opinions, and invite them into the conversation, which requires some work. You have to figure out who the silent minority is, who's not speaking up that really has some interesting insights to share. A lot of leaders pause and say, but what if they're wrong? And I will tell you, Charlene Nemeth at Berkeley studies this for a living, and she shows that dissenting opinions are useful even when they're wrong.
Why and how?
So let's say we're going to make a hiring decision. We've got 3 candidates, and everyone loves candidate A, but candidate B is really superior. If someone comes in and makes a case for candidate C, we have a better shot at choosing the right candidate. Because when you hear a divergent thought, you're much more likely to re-examine your assumptions and your criteria and sort of go back to the information you have available. And that increases your chances of getting the right choice.
You say in meetings, speak up. Or is speak up or get out? I mean, if there are problems, either speak up or get out.
Speak up and ideally create a culture where it's possible for other people to speak up too.
A call from Belinda Goodstale says, could you address Steve Jobs? Sounds like different kind of upbringing than we were describing, where there are very few rules, more about being a good person or having ethical, moral values. I don't know how much you know about Steve Jobs, but he's such an interesting character and, of course, an unbelievably creative person.
Yeah, I think
And difficult, I think, on top of that.
in many ways, right? I think Steve Jobs was like a Rorschach